morning, YouTube. How are you? Good morning, girl world. How are you this morning? I'm waking up this morning with a cup of coffee, and I was checking Twitter and gathering up some peeps. And I'm still smiling after what happened yesterday. And I'm sure that a lot of you are smiling too. I tell you, one person who might be waking up if they are not already awake from last night is Chantal. I'm sure she's not waking up and having a good morning. I'm pretty certain that her morning absolutely sucks. You know, it's a doggone shame that we can't find Jeff the housefly to do some on-site reporting. I would love to hear what Jeff the housefly has to say about what's going on in Chantal's house right about now. We need some on-site reporting. Yes, we do. Because you got to know whenever it is that Chantal went to bed and whenever it is that she decides to wake up, she's going to be waking up sober. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. I'm pretty certain that she didn't go to bed till very, very early this morning. And when she wakes up and the full extent of what happened really hits her, it's going to be ugly. Very ugly. So I wanted to sit down and react to the Twitter peeps of the things that Girl World has been saying since last night. Yes, we're going to go over all this stuff because let's be honest. We deserve this day. And I would like to make something perfectly clear to any Beezers who might watch this video. Let's put some facts on the table because there's going to be a lot of hurt emotions over there on that side of the fence. There's going to be a lot of anger, a lot of finger pointing and blaming. For anyone who might be saying that Girl World is responsible for Foodie Beauty being demonetized, let it be known that everybody in Girl World, the reactors, the channels, the audience, not a single one of us have dominion over YouTube. None of us are at the company. We can't make any decisions. None of us have any access to monetization or demonetization. We have no authority. We are all just people on YouTube. Some of us have channels. Chambles? What is a chamble? I don't know. I just made that word up in my head and it just came through. But those of us that have channels, we have no authority. YouTube has the authority. And another thing to remember, if Chantal had done nothing wrong, if she had not broken the rules, then it wouldn't matter if 1 million people reported her. Nothing would have happened. If there was no violation of the policies, absolutely nothing would have happened. But clearly, something must have happened. They must have seen something because they demonetized her main channel. And even you Beezers have to agree, she's been pushing the envelope. She's known for a long, long time that the policies were changing. YouTube gave ample warning to change things. Ample warning. They sent out warnings. They sent out emails to everybody. Stuff was all over YouTube. Stuff was all over Twitter. On top of that, she saw other creators getting demonetized, and yet she did not change course. If anything, she got worse. Maybe she thought that if Amberlynn got demonetized and Quirky Love Rose got demonetized, then maybe they were saving her and saying, nope, we're not going to demonetize you. Well, just because they demonetize other people first and you haven't gotten demonetized yet doesn't mean it ain't going to happen. Just because you're not first in line doesn't mean you aren't in line. It just means they haven't gotten around to you yet. And it would seem that was the case with Foodie. They just took a little longer to get to her, but boy, did they get her. So what does that mean for Foodie? It means she's not going to get her check on the 21st. It also means any income that she earned for this month, She's not going to see that either. So they got her good. 2 paychecks, not going to receive it. I'm sure she's already appealed, but Chantal, did you file the appeal while you were high? I don't think that's going to go over very well. And I don't think it's going to go over very well that as soon as you got demonetized, you ran over to the couples channel to continue to stream. Not a good look. Really not a good look. Talk about making a bad situation worse. I'm sure that's going to be reported too. But the era, ladies and gentlemen, of Foodie Beauty sitting on her butt, getting high, eating, doing self-harm content, making $6K a month doing self-harm content, those days are officially over. No more abusing the platform. No more using a channel to showcase self-harm content, addiction. No more coming on YouTube and using it as a platform to showcase adult fetishes in a place where they should not be. Nope. Done. Absolutely done. Can't do that anymore, Chantal. Can't use YouTube as a portal to showcase adult fetishes and addictions and get paid for it and find people to enable them. Nope. Done. Over. And you got to know that YouTube, that girl world, was celebrating all night long. Oh, yes, it did. I don't think people have stopped celebrating, and they're going to keep celebrating for a while, because all of us in girl world, we've been asking, why hasn't she been demonetized yet? She's doing harmful content. Well, it finally happened. What did I say, Chantal? You can get away with some things some of the time, but not everything all of the time. And all it takes is one time and one thing before your whole world comes crashing down. Did I speak wrong? Did I speak untrue? I don't think I did. You were warned. You were warned by YouTube. You were warned by your Beezers. You were warned by a lot of people. You didn't listen. You saw what was happening on YouTube and you did not take heed. Not at all. And there are consequences for not listening. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the Twitter peeps, because Girl World had a lot to say. Sure did. And I've been collecting this morning. I literally just woke up. So let's get into what Girl World has to say, so you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. And once again, I would like to say, while I'm getting into that, what has happened to Chantal, it's stuff that she did to herself. It's nothing that other people did to her. If she had been towing the line and following the policies, nothing would have happened to her channel. But apparently what she did was so bad that they demonetized her main channel. If you're not doing self-harm content, you're not going to suffer the consequences of doing self-harm content. But if you're getting on camera high, if you have said publicly, I've got a problem with food, you've made videos about it, you have done live streams about it, you really shouldn't be getting on camera and being gluttonous and stuffing your face, because that's not a good look. Anyway, so for those of you that are on Twitter that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, WildGirlSarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps, so you guys can keep up with all the stuff on Twitter, the news, the gossip, the opinions, the feelings, and you don't have to be on the Bird app to do it. So let's get started. What's Girl World saying? Malarkey Meter says, there it is, grifting bees. So for those of you that were part of my live last night, Foodie was doing a whole lot of posting at first. You could tell that she was panicked, because it was community post after community post after community post. And then after that, she was just all over the place going live. She went on the couples channel. She did a live that lasted for 21 seconds. And then she did another live, which she dirty deleted. I don't know why she dirty deleted it, because the next live she did after that, which you guys were there with me when I went over it, she was in the exact same condition as she was for live number 1. So I'm not exactly sure why live number 1 went away. I heard that she was being obnoxious, but I didn't get a chance to go over it because she already deleted. But here's what she said. Foodie Beauty says, hey guys, here's her PayPal link. I really, really want to go live and talk a lot about how I am screwed because, as you know, I was demonetized and I am not allowed to use any of my other channels either. Therefore, I have no income. I will figure out another platform, probably Twitch, maybe something else, but I need to pay my bills like everyone else. So I will go live if I receive $150 total in my PayPal, and I will stay live for at least a couple of hours. If more is sent, I will stay longer because I just want to talk. If you want to donate, again, the PayPal link. Thanks, guys. Yours truly, Grifter Beauty. Well, Foodie, ain't that a shame? You got bills to pay? Well, so does everybody else. Everybody's got bills to pay. Everybody's got rent to pay. What makes you so doggone special? We heard a lot of talk about, I'm going to go to another platform. Maybe people were suggesting Kick. She was saying that she's going to go on Twitch. Here's the beautiful part about that. It doesn't matter where she goes. If she goes on Twitch, if she goes on Kick, if she goes on Rumble. If you start up a new channel, you're starting from square one. That means you're going to have to devote time to building up an audience and also, therefore, to make money with that audience. It's not an instant thing. So considering that and the fact that it's during the holiday season and people really don't have much money, how is that going to be a money-making thing? It sometimes takes a long time to have a social media platform like Kick or Twitch, and it becomes even slightly profitable. It's not like as soon as you step on the platform, you've got like 2,000 or 3,000 viewers and you can make $1,000 plus a month. Just not going to happen. Let's see. I will go live if I receive $150 total in my PayPal. Well, shocker, she got the money. Somebody sent her the money to go live. And the person who sent the money probably didn't even get their money's worth. Because she came on live, she was high as a kite, she was slurring her words at first, she was clearly under the influence. And this part right here, if more is sent, I will stay longer because I just want to talk. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. If you just want to talk, talk is free, is it not? You don't need someone to pay you to talk. I mean, I'm talking right now. I'm not going to my viewers and saying, you guys want me to talk about this, pay me first and pay me a lot of money. That's just ludicrous. But somebody somewhere sent her the money so she would come live. So is this going to set like a precedence with Foodie that if she wants to come on YouTube and talk, somebody's got to send her a bunch of money first? Because if she tries that, it's not going to last. I just can't see people sending her $150 every single time she goes live. Another thing, this part. Thanks, guys. Yours truly, Grifter Beauty. So during her live last night, she actually tried it, y'all. Even while she was high, she was trying to, outwardly argue with YouTube. She actually tried it with YouTube, basically nearly saying, you owe me. You owe me, YouTube. She tried to argue the point of you shouldn't demonetize me by bringing up, you know what, YouTube? You have made so much money off the mukbangers. You've made so much money off of me. Really, all you should do is partially demonetize me. How exactly do you do that, Foodie? What are you expecting them to do? To just take away your super chats and your memberships and let you keep the Google AdSense? You are trying to negotiate with YouTube and say partially demonetize me? That's not how it works. You can't like play with the system and certain things are demonetized and certain things are not. But you really tried it. You really tried to tell YouTube, you owe me. You guys have made a lot of money off the mukbangers. Well, let's turn the table around the other way. You've made a lot of money off of YouTube the last 10 years. Sure have. Enough money that for the past decade plus, you haven't had to work a regular job. Because of YouTube, you got to sit on your butt and do nothing, practically nothing. Because of YouTube and the content that you've done on YouTube and the money that it's made you, you got to eat all the food that you wanted, do all the party favors that you wanted, go to different places in the world. Because of YouTube and the income that you've made, you got to go to Cuba. You got to go to Kuwait. You went to Syria. You went to Thailand. Had YouTube and Google AdSense not been around, you might not have been able to go to those places and have those experiences. So this you owe me YouTube thing doesn't exactly work. Doesn't work at all. You and Amberlyn Reed made so much money off YouTube the past 10 years. Amberlyn Reed has made over $1 million, and I'm sure you're not close behind. I'm sure you made quite a bit. And if you had screwed your head on straight, you wouldn't be worrying about things right now. But you were wasteful. You wasted all that money. You chose what you wanted to do with it, and what you wanted to do with it was not smart. You wasted the money when you should have saved the money. You partied the money away, and now it's pretty much all gone. And now the YouTube faucet has been cut off. But what she also said last night, guys, she said, I deserve to grift. Yeah, she said that she deserves to be on the platform and be a grifter. Amazing, huh? She actually thinks that she deserves to grift. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to get a regular job. She wants to stay on the platform and grift money from people. Although she could do other work. I'm sure there's other work out there. She wants to stay on YouTube and not only make Google AdSense, she wants to be able to grift money from people as well. So money on top of money. This is the attitude of your queen, Beezers. She has no plans whatsoever to support herself. She wants everybody else to support her. Very nice, huh? All right. So let's keep going. Alexa says, even if she still has the couples channel, it too will eventually get hit. Because let's be real, she will more than likely do the same content there. Yep. And we all know that us reporting will continue to do our worst and keep reporting her. Yep, because if she does the self-harm content over on the couples channel, that just opens up the playing field for that to happen, huh? Sure does. And Foodie just can't help herself. She's going to come on camera under the influence, which would more than likely fall under self-harm content. And while I'm thinking about it, one of the arguments that Foodie had last night was she's in Canada and certain things are legal over there. So one of her arguments was, well, I'm in Canada and I can come, I'm in Canada, therefore I can be under the influence here and it's legal. Here's what you're missing, Chantal. Just because you're in Canada and you're able to do the edibles and whatnot and it's legal there, it's what you're broadcasting that's the problem. It's what you're putting on camera. You are forgetting that just even though you're in Canada and everything's legal there, you're broadcasting what you're doing outward. YouTube is a company and people advertise themselves per the ads on videos. Different companies, different brands, different services. So what might be legal and okay in Canada in private, it doesn't mean that that applies in public. It doesn't mean the advertisers are okay with it. It doesn't mean that YouTube is okay with it. Because what you're putting out, what content that you're doing, that affects the brand of YouTube. YouTube is a company. YouTube is also a brand. And if the advertisers are saying, we don't want to be linked or associated with anything that looks like self-harm content, then YouTube, the company, has to respond by saying, we have this policy, companies, advertisers. We understand that you are trying to put your services and products out there, and we get it. We're trying to be as family friendly as we can. So if there's somebody doing self-harm content and you don't want that associated with your brand or your service, we're going to make sure that nobody is doing that. So what you do in private is one thing. What you broadcast out to the world is another thing, especially when money is involved. And there's a lot of money with the advertising with YouTube. So you can't really use that argument to protect yourself. You really, really can't. If you're coming on camera doing self-harm content, you are exploiting, glorifying, and monetizing your eating issue, catering to the feedies, clearly catering to them when you have an issue and you've said so. And you have told YouTube that, yes, I do have an issue with food. They're already aware of it. And on top of that, you're high. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Mrs. Robinson says if she was smart, she would be 1, packing her stuff to leave the apartment she can't afford. 2, applying for jobs. But we know she thinks she's too special. She'll get the channel back. Methinks this one will be demonetized too, because YouTube is on heavy damage control. Oh yeah, they've got a lawsuit going on and they're doing like a purge of stuff that makes them look bad. They're doing a heavy purge. But if Chantal tries to cry to people and say, I didn't have prior notice, I didn't know. Oh, she had lots of notice, more than what she deserved. I'm sure emails were sent out. I'm sure maybe her YouTube manager tried to get in touch with her. She's all over Twitter. She saw the stuff on Twitter. She heard about it through the reaction channels, through Girl World, because people have been talking about this for a while. And she chose not to respond. She chose not to change her content. She chose to come on camera high as balls and keep pushing the envelope. And every time she would come on camera eating the food, she was essentially flipping the middle finger at YouTube saying, do your worst. And that never works out well for her. Didn't work out well for her this time. She said, do your worst. And YouTube said, hold our Google AdSense. We'll be right there. But we'll see how she handles this. We'll see what goes down. Okay, let's move it along. Dee Dee's Fault says, pretty sure this is Cutie's apartment. That looks like a tower moment. I could be wrong. That does look like a tower moment to me. Like there's a storm or brewing and you are in the wrong tower when it happens. That's a tower moment. Mrs. Robinson says, well, 2025 is a wrap And girl world as we know it is no more. YouTube snapped those Thanos fingers and said no more girls for y'all. But I'm so curious, how will Chantal pay her 2K rent? Well, unless she pulls a miracle out of her hat, I don't know if she can. I mean, she does have time to figure it out. If she doesn't have to pay rent until February, she's got a little bit to figure it out to get her head straight. So I don't know what she's going to do. But as far as girl world as we know it, I don't know about that. Chantal is as stubborn as the day is long. I think she'll try to find a way to still make money on the channels, whether grifting people, send me money on PayPal, even though I'm demonetized. She'll figure out a way. Her going over to Twitch, y'all, that's going to be disastrous. The people on Twitch are brutal. Gamers are brutal. They will pull no punches with Chantal. They will literally chase her off the platform. It is not her platform. She's not comfortable with Twitch. And she's not comfortable on TikTok either. They don't pay enough as far as monetization and views and whatnot. She's going to try to find a way to stay on YouTube and make money off YouTube. Because another thing about Twitch, they got stricter policies than YouTube. So even if she's over there, she's got to toe the line. But girl world, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We have the ability that Chantal does not have. We can adapt and we can adjust. And there's always somebody out there acting a hot mess. Maybe somebody that we haven't discovered yet. Some new lolcow ready to be put in the spotlight. If it's not Chantal, if it's not Amber, there's somebody out there. We will go on. We will survive. We'll keep it pushing. We have that ability. We have the technology. Yup says, be sure to report Foodie Beauty's new channel to Team YouTube for circumvention. And that's another thing that happened last night. So Chantal, the channel that she's on right now, that she was streaming last night, it started out as the Beezer Show. And then when she got with Salah, it became the Salah and Chantal channel. And now it's back to being the Beezer Show. So like she just keeps changing the name of the channel. And Chantal, like, you look crazy in that picture, by the way. What a horrible picture. What are you doing? Barbecue Chicken says, oh, shoot. Mrs. Robinson says, Salah was demonetized too. Crap is about to go down. Yeah, that happened also, everybody. So apparently, Salah has been demonetized as well. Wah, wah. Although, you know what? I don't think Salah cares. I really don't think so. He wasn't much into doing his gaming content. He barely did anything. If it was under Chantal's account, yeah, it got demonetized. I don't think he really gives a crap, though. But if he does give a crap, I'm sure he's not happy about the fact that because of Chantal, this happened to him. Dave's World, you're just visiting, says, hashtag Foodie Beauty. My mom can't find my YouTube plaque. It was a premonition. Yeah, maybe that was a warning from the universe. Her and her fake YouTube plaque. Yup says, at Team YouTube, the creator of Foodie Beauty is circumventing her demonetization by using another channel called The Beezer Show. This is against TOS. Yeah, the thing is, the channel wasn't completely taken away. They just took the monetization. So I don't know. Is that ban evasion? I thought that ban evasion is when they completely take your channel away from you. Hers is still up. She's just not able to monetize it. They let her keep her channel. They just said no Google AdSense for you. So is it true ban evasion? I'm not sure. Foop Olympic says Chantal complains about being demonetized just because her plate of meatloaf and mashed potatoes is kind of big. So this was from last night. Let's watch.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not glorifying eating disorder. What are you talking about?
Chantal, you've been glorifying it, monetizing it for years. And it's not just one video. There are hundreds, literally hundreds of videos of you doing self-harm content. Hundreds. Hundreds. You're trying to blame everything on one video? I'm sure you've been on YouTube's radar for a while now. Obviously, you were on their radar if once upon a time during Crackhead Olympics, they took your entire channel away from you. This ain't your first time getting in trouble. Don't try to act like it was one video that they looked at. I'm sure they've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reports about you.
Yeah, my plate of meatloaf and mashed potatoes is kind of big. I mean, how what are you going to say? Oh well, you're fat, so if you have two slices of meatloaf there, that can kill you. So
Oh, and here we go. Her using her weight as a shield. Her trying to claim that YouTube is fat phobic when it has nothing to do with her weight. There are lots of people who've gotten their channels demonetized on YouTube and they weren't 500 plus pounds. There are channels in the fitness community that have been demonetized. And don't ask me how that works, but I have heard that. Although she's trying to paint a picture of they're going after fat women who eat. Not true. There's been a lot of policy changes and it's affected a lot of different communities, Chantal, but leave it to you to try to use your weight as a shield. Well, I guess that shield didn't work.
you have too many videos of you eating too many things, so you're not allowed to have. You've been on YouTube for 7 years, but now that's it.
Chantal, you're just big mad that the era of getting on camera and eating a meal and making lots of money, those days are over. You've said many times you love the fact that you could get on YouTube and eat on camera because it was easy, lazy content. You even said that yourself. It's easy, lazy content. It's amazingly easy income for you. Well, not so easy now because you can't do it no more.
Don't know, Mike. It's really insane. Yes, it is what it is, Michelle, because that's what they said it is. Yeah. hmm I did talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, you do talk about stuff like that. And she's referring to her issue with food. You've talked about your issue with food a lot. There are so many live streams and so many videos where you wanted sympathy and butt pats and money for your problem. How many times have you come on YouTube and basically put it in the spotlight and said, I got a problem with food. I've had a problem with food for years. This has been going on for a long, long time. You wanted people to feel sympathy. You wanted them to give money. You wanted to bring up your issue with food as a way to explain away your gluttony. And that's what it is. It's gluttony. You wanted the space to be gluttonous and to eat and for people to not get on your back about it. You try to excuse away what was wrong with you when you had the power all along to fix what was wrong with you. You just didn't want to fix it because you were too busy making money off of it. You wanted to attract those feedies to your channel. You wanted them to pay for private content off of YouTube. And I'm sure you made a lot of money that way too. And I am so happy that YouTube has done its job. And those people that are coming on YouTube that are feedies, They can go back in the shadows now. They can go back to the adult sites from which they came. And they can do things the proper way. That if they want to see that kind of content, they can go pay a membership. They can see that stuff behind a paywall. Where only adults can view that stuff. They can't come on YouTube no more and get their fix for free. They want to get their jollies. They can't find it on YouTube. That's the way it should be. You got an adult fetish, go to an adult site. Pay a membership. Don't try to walk around the block and get your fix for free. You've been giving a lot of people a lot of free adult content, Chantal. At the same time, you're hurting yourself. And that old toxic addiction fetish machine needs to be smashed. Big time. Bubbles and Cheek says someone actually paid her $150 to go live. Unbelievable. Foodie Beauty is as high as the Rocky Mountains, on the verge of tears and defiant as always. Yep, she wasn't happy. She was not happy. And I'm sure she's going to be even unhappier when she wakes up. I'm absolutely 1,000,000% positive she did not sleep much last night. And she was blowing up Salah's phone in a panic. Probably begging him on top of begging him on top of begging him to let her come back to Syria. Begging him, can I come back? Can I please come back? And you got to know that Salah is mad. He wanted her to stay in Canada for the next 6 months and just collect a check every month from her if she is sending him money. And he doesn't have to see her nor deal with her. He would just be getting the free money. And now this has happened. So your move, Salah, what you gonna do? Are you gonna finally tell her that you don't care about her? That she's not a part of your family, nor will she ever be? That she's just a paycheck? You're gonna have that conversation. Because she's still under the impression that you care. She's still under the impression that maybe she can come back there. You got to set her straight. Meltdown or not, you got to set her straight. It's time for the delusion bubble to be popped. 500 Kids and No Money says she's truly the worst and deserves everything she gets or doesn't get. Hectic Llama says the audacity. Yeah, the audacity of her to say, if you want me to talk, pay me a whole bunch of money. Girl, you ain't Tony Robbins. You're not a motivational speaker. Nobody needs to pay you $150 just to open your mouth and talk. Just talk. But yeah, somebody paid her the money. Sure did. And she came on camera high. And the irony of it all, coming on camera to complain about YouTube, demonetizing her for self-harm content, at the same time that she was complaining and arguing, she was high as a kite. So complaining about being demonetized for self-harm content, at the same time, you're still doing self-harm content. She doesn't really know how to argue her case very well. She's not really thinking about the presentation of things. All right, a palate cleanser. Blondie says dogs get to choose humans for adoption at this shelter. So I guess this shelter does it a bit differently, where people sit down, instead of choosing dogs, they choose their new owners. Aw. Very unique approach. So these dogs are choosing their owners. What a unique way to go about things. Instead of you choosing a dog or a cat, they choose you. Pretty awesome. Fondue Spiteful Beach says Foodie Beauty Salah on her new live posting polls, blocking comments, etc. Shows up when the money is in jeopardy, huh? We all see it. Yeah, normally he's not there, but the moment she gets demonetized, he's right there. Of course he would be. If he's concerned about the money, he's got to stay on top of the money, see how much is going in and how much is going out. Tweety says she is mad. talking about people losing mortgages that she doesn't have. Yeah, she brought that up. YouTube, how can you do that to me? Like people losing their livelihoods and they got mortgages to pay. She doesn't have a mortgage to pay. She's paying rent on an apartment. And also she brought up the kitten thing. You try to use the kitten as leverage. YouTube, I got a pet. As I said last night, everybody, I foresee her using the kitten hard to get money from PayPal. Clock it, remember it, it's going to happen. How much y'all want to bet that she's going to do that? Guys, I don't have any money. I need money for cat food. Send me money on PayPal. And as I said, any beezers that might want to help her out in that regard, because I do understand that there are people that feel, a soft spot for animals. If she tries that nonsense, if you want to make sure she's not, using the money for something else, Amazon wish list. Or say, hey, give me your address. I'll Postmate over a bunch of cat food that I paid for. I'll make the order. I'll send it over to you. That's the only way you can trust her. If you buy the item yourself and the money doesn't get into her hands, it gets into her hands, she'll use it for something else, guaranteed. But her over there talking about mortgages. She don't have a mortgage. She doesn't have a mortgage. She doesn't have a car payment. She doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have kids to take care of. It's just her and the cat. And if she starts talking that stuff about the cat doesn't have cat food, how am I going to feed the cat? Well, then I think if she's in a place where she cannot afford cat food, if she can't afford the medical care, the next step that needs to happen is she needs to find someone to take care of the cat. She needs to rehome the cat. Right? If she's gonna, if she can't take care of the animal, then she shouldn't have the animal, and she should be responsible and rehome it to people that can take care of it. The kitten's really cute. She's a little fur bucket. I'd love to have her. I think her and Booger would play together like mad. But trying to use the kitten as leverage and say, I'm using that to get money? No. Rehome the cat if you run out of money, Foodie. Debbie's World says, at Neil Mohan. By the way, Neil Mohan, y'all, is the CEO of YouTube. So here, right here, this is him. Neil Mohan, this channel, Foodie Beauty Today, was finally demonetized. But all she did was go to another channel and is doing the same thing. So, yeah. It is. She changed it to the Beezer Show. That's what it looks like now. So she changed the picture. She changed the name back to the Beezer Show. This is her covering her butt or trying to continue to make money on YouTube. Debbie's World says this piece of garbage is demonetized for self-harm issues. And she goes on her other channel stoned out of her mind, slurring her words and saying, I'm not on rugs. But she was. Clearly she was. Clearly she was under the influence. Anybody could see it. She can't say, I'm tired. You can't be tired 24/7 unless you're Rip Van Winkle. Taylor Vaughn says, guys, I got demonetized on purpose or accident. And now I have to go back to Syria because I can't afford to live here. Before this happened, there was a feeling in the community that Chantal was deliberately taking her channel, trying to force a response from Salah or kind of force her way back to Syria. She's so wrapped around Salah right now that she can't even think straight. Trying to force his hand to take her back, thinking that he's going to feel a sense of pity or sympathy for her. She might be on the phone with him right now saying, you owe me. Look how I took care of you for 3 years. If I want to come back, let me back. It ain't going to happen. He's not going to let you back, Chantal. He doesn't really owe you anything. You paid him for services. Services were rendered. He doesn't owe you anything, just as YouTube doesn't owe you for anything. You like to walk around with this "you owe me" attitude towards people and animals and everything else, but it ain't going to wash here. Nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. And having that attitude is not going to fix anything anyway. So Salah just needs to get off his butt and just give her the news that she can't come back no matter what. He can't help her. He doesn't have the power to help her. She's got to help herself. 500 Kids and No Money says Foodie Beauty might finally be demonetized. Yep. If that's the case, let me be clear. She is not getting December's payout. They take it all. Memberships, super chats, AdSense, gone. Even Rosie confirms she lost every dime she earned. Foodie is cooked. 500 Kids and No Money also says, nope, it's all gone. I know it to be true, but even Rosie just addressed this and confirmed she didn't get any money from November either. You can check your YouTube AdSense and it shows zero. And I can confirm it because the way it works with Google AdSense, whatever you've earned throughout that month, it doesn't show up until the following month. And even then, if you check Google AdSense the entire month before the 21st or 22nd, if you're Canadian, that money doesn't get transferred over until the day you get paid. So you can sit there and check your Google AdSense all month. The balance will show zero until the day it gets transferred over into your Google AdSense balance. And then if you got direct deposit, then it gets transferred over into your bank account. So that's the way it works, folks. And unless the money is already there in Google AdSense, she's not going to get it. So that money has been officially forfeited. Sassy Cat says, Foodie Beauty, she will never succeed on another platform. She is cooked. She was still eating large meals and talking about her health. Even after Rosie and ALR had been demonetized, she thought she was above it. She barely has an audience now, and no one is following that cosplaying person. Right. She had plenty of notice. There was stuff all over YouTube, stuff all over Twitter. The reaction channels were talking about it. Even the Beezers were talking about it. She got notice from YouTube. She saw what was going on with Rosie and ALR. That should have been warning shots were thrown across the bow. She chose to ignore. That's what she chose to do. And now she's paying the consequences. Alex is shook, says, watch how quick Salah disappears when everything dries up and she's about to lose her apartment. Yeah, she lost all her power over Salah last night. Every bit of it. Her only power over him was money, the ability to make money, the ability to send him money. But if her monetization is gone, no more power. He has no more reason to pick up the phone and talk to her or answer her text or send videos of Julia. What has he got to lose by cutting her loose now? What's the most she could do to him? Spill his dirt? He don't care. She can talk all she wants on YouTube. She's gonna do it regardless anyway. But if the only reason why he was hanging around was to see if he could milk the cow just a little bit more, well, guess what? The milk just dried up last night. She doesn't have any more milk in her udders. He has every reason in the world to let her go. He will disappear. She will have that one where she calls his phone and her number is blocked or the number's been changed. Oh, God. Sassy Cat says, Salah driving to Damascus to turn in those divorce papers. Get out of my way. Yep, I'm sure he's like on the way to go file those papers if he hasn't already. He's going to be in a hurry to disconnect from Foodie. 500 Kids and No Money says Foodie Beauty's final straw was the last live, crying about being immobile, saying she can't even walk across the street to Walmart, and then immediately having a viewer buy her pizza. YouTube wasn't wrong on this one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's been pushing that envelope. I bet she thought she had more time. I bet she thought, I've got time. I can attract more of the Foodie clients. I can get that Foodie money behind the scenes. So I'm just going to do the most. And she did the most. And she basically got a YouTube spanking from Daddy YouTube. So well done, YouTube. It's about time you guys did your doggone job. Did you get enough reports being thrown at you? I would think so. Mrs. Flupa Booty says, Pete's is live. Has anyone told him yet? I'm sure he knows. I bet she's going to want him to move in ASAP now if Salah won't let her go to Syria and she needs help with the rent money. He can't move in, though. I've heard that he's not working right now. So if she can't properly make money for her rent and Pete's isn't working, it wouldn't benefit him to be there. I think the universe did what it had to do, and it separated him from her and said, you're going to stay separated because things are about to kick off. You don't know it, but we know it. And we're going to keep you out of her mess, Pete's. Like everything lined up beautifully. Her family is not going to help her. They can't help her. Syria and Salah are far away from her. She can't run there to escape. Pete's is not in a position to help her either. The universe lined everything up perfectly of this is going to be a moment for Chantal where she can't fall back on other people. She can't do that toxic codependency thing of running to somebody and burdening them with fixing her mess. She's got to do it all herself. She can't run to Pete's. She can't run to Shmi. She can't run to Salah. She has got to stand alone and do it her doggone self. She's being forced to deal with it herself. And it's long overdue. Universe, it's long overdue, but hey, I guess things happen when they do, huh? All right, moving on. And here's some of the celebrations from Girl World. Florida Sultan says Santa came to Girl World early this year, all three of them. Yep. Like YouTube is sparing no prisoners. They're going after a lot of people, though, not just the girls. The girls are just people that we know about, but I'm sure there's people that we don't know about. But Girl World, this is our Christmas. This is our New Year's. We got Christmas early. I approve of this present. I'm liking the way that you unwrapped it, YouTube. Well done. Very well done. Thank you. And I'm saying thank you, honestly, not out of revenge, not from a spiteful, vengeful heart. I am happy that YouTube is doing what it needs to do to clean up the platform, honestly. I approve of cleaning up the platform from people doing self-harm content and getting paid for it. There needs to be a clear message. Do not use the platform for the purpose of showcasing, monetizing, and glorifying addiction or disorders. If you have those things going on, you should go to the proper person or group or place and help get that fixed. But you shouldn't turn that into a job. Don't expect monetization for things like that. I approve, YouTube. It's time to clean things up. It's gotten far too dirty lately. Lisa Manning says, back to Syria you go. Tell me, was the Grinch meal worth it? The irony of that, her having the Grinch meal, and then YouTube said, hold our Christmas. YouTube took her money away acting like the Grinch, and she did that Grinch meal. The irony of it all. I love it. Your mom's emotional support carrot says Salah's channel has no join button. Nope. Gone. Absolutely gone. What else we got here? Milk and Cookie says she was the last girl sealing with a brand new lease on a $2,200 a month apartment. Yep. The fall is epic. Everything lining up so well. And here's Girl World celebrating. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, we deserve this. We're doing the happy dance. I know Goose Chuck is like smiling. She's going to be smiling all week over this. We're all going to be smiling. Yup says Foodie Beauty has been demonetized. No more memberships or super thanks. Christmas came early, mates. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Foop Olympic says, LMAO, YouTube really said F all these fat women. Well, you're not all the way wrong about that. They're getting the eyeball for their food content. That's true. And I put Foodie Beauty has been demonetized. F around and find out. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. I knew we'd be here a while, so I wanted to sit down and react to all of this stuff. I don't know when Foodie's going live next. I don't know what she's going to do. I'm sure she's not going to be very happy. I don't know if she's going to go live today. She may not. She may be so exhausted and stressed out and anxious she doesn't go live at all, but she might. I'll keep an eye on things, and if she does, I'll be there. Maybe I'll go live with it. So I want to thank you guys for watching this Twitter Peeps react. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.